Chris Weathers, aka Shorty C94, back at you again with another episode of Shorty Sneaker Conversations. This is episode 105. So it's thrilling to be back with y'all. Let's see if we can get our guest. There he is. What's going on, Mr. Tatum? Let me send you the invite right quick. What's up, Khadijah? Shaker in the house. What's up, D? What's up, SL Kids?
All right. Oh crap.
What's up, man?
You hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Not a whole lot. Good.
Oh, man. Well, thanks for being here. You know, this is definitely a treat. So, what's crazy about this is I feel like everything I'm going to ask you I already know or have an idea of, but you know,
Okay.
I got to ask you, what's the most positive thing you've been able to take from the world since the pandemic started?
I guess spending more time with my family. Like I have a partner who she also works from home. So and I have two sons. I have a 5-year-old and a 7-year-old, and it's just pretty much spending time with them because like I'm working from home, she's working from home. Like we're able to these last couple of years like really spend some time together that we probably would never had, especially like when they were so young. So that's probably like the most positive thing. Like other than that, it's like a bunch of little things, but I mean that's probably the biggest.
Okay, cool. Well, for those who don't know, you mind introducing yourself to the people we have in here?
Well, my name is Anthony Tatum. I guess I also do like a podcast. I don't it's called Stage Crunchy and Milk. There's some offshoots of that. We do a podcast and also Creme Patissier, which is a great British Bake Off show. So the link is in the bio if you guys are interested in that. But like I said, my name is Anthony or Tatum 216. My name is Anthony Tatum, and I'm from Cleveland. So there we go.
Cleveland
216. So.
Stoica.
Yeah. I mean, I guess to start off with a little bit of our past, like Chris just shouted out the street I grew up on. It's like crazy. Like if you were just to go up the street, maybe a minute and a half and make a couple rights. Like we grew up together, like a hop, skip, and a jump away from each other. But we met like later on in life at one of Chris's jobs at the record exchange.
Maybe.
And like I we I think like we used to see each other in there, but like I feel like the first time like we really started talking was I came in with a pair of brown leather Adidas shell toe hot tops, and he's like, "Where you get those from?" I was like, I think I got them because I was like, I got them from the Adidas outlet. And the thing about me is I love earth tones. Like, you know, everybody talk about like bread colorways and all this other stuff. Like, I always look for like browns and tans. Like, I kind of fell off on it now. Like, I won't really buy like an Air Force One that's supposed to be nubuck or something like that. I don't really want any of that. But like that was like our first connection. Like we start talking about that, and then you could tell a funny little story I know you love about us going to an Adidas outlet together.
Yeah, so this was maybe a few years later because we met in 2004. So it might have been like 06 or 07. We went to the Adidas outlet in Aurora Farms, which is kind of outskirts of Cleveland. And it was nothing but black boxes in there. Tatum was like, man, I can't even really be in here. It's not enough blue boxes in here. It's black boxes because the black boxes was like functional Adidas, but the blue boxes is like classics.
Yeah, because we hadn't even walked in good. Like right, like the way the Adidas outlet was laid out when we used to go. It's like clothes are all at the beginning, but then like the aisles are set up like row by row that you can see them facing. And before I walked in, every time I looked, and if I seen a bunch of black boxes, I turned right back out, like because I was always about the Adidas Originals. I mean, that's what they're called now, but before there was just like, I mean, I guess they might have been called Originals back then too, but like my thing was always from the very beginning of me starting my collection was to buy shoes that I was unable to buy when I was a kid, or my mother didn't buy me, or excuse me, my parents didn't buy me. So like I have no, I didn't want anything that wasn't in a blue box when it came to Adidas. So, I think, I mean, of course, we're not in we're like, I'm downstairs, like in the rec room, but like where my shoes are is like, I have like 2 pair of Kyries, like 2 pair of LeBrons. But for the most part, none of my collection is after 2000. Like pretty much like my stuff is like from like the 80s to like 96 or 97, like maybe 98. Like I don't crave any of those shoes for the most part. Like I think Roches are okay. Roches are the exception. I love them. I don't care what nobody says about them. Like they are the foundation of the modern shoe.
That's
Like
fair.
everything like that people like now I'm not going, like I don't own any Yeezys or anything like that, but like most shoes, like from Skechers to Yeezys to some of Nike's other stuff, are the foundation of the Roche. And people might want to say bad things about it and how corny they are now, but I love when I'm out in the streets and I see somebody with a pair of Roches on. Like I want to say something to them, but I won't because I'm lightweight an introvert and I don't want to talk to nobody.
Yeah, I will say when the Roshi was introduced, I really feel like you were the first person that told me about it. I feel like you were the first I knew with a pair, because you had something way before. But yeah. Oh, and to answer Keisha's question, I have a lot of shoes from the 2000s, late 90s, kind of hanging around. Keisha, we talking about Roshi runs, not Roshis. But
what's Roaches?
Yeah. Well, look, I gotta ask you. What is your official first sneaker memory?
My official what?
Or moment? What's your first sneaker memory or moment?
Okay, so that's a very easy to remember moment. Like I'll say 2. One, of course, like my first sneaker memory, my first memory of having a cool shoe was the Cortez. Now, like when I was growing up, like I know Cortezes came out before, but like right around the 80s, they came back strong. And I had a white and black pair, just like almost every kid that went to my school. Like some people had like the blue and white nylons. To me are like the dopest ones from that era. But I had the black and white ones. That's the ones my mom bought me, and I remember fucking them up real bad because I didn't know what bleach was, and I was downstairs just trying to clean them up just to keep them fresh. And I'm like, that looked like something to do it with. And they turned into brown and white Roches. I mean, not Roches on the thing. To Cortezes. So that's like my first like sneaker memory. It was the first time I remember having a cool pair of shoes. The first time I felt like that was the shoe that like everybody had. Like, I mean, Jordans was around and stuff like that, but like the shoe that everybody had was those black and white Cortezes. But the shoe that turned me into like that first that first heartfelt feeling was the black and gray Bo Jackson, the SC trainer with the 34 in the back. And I just remember being in Randall Park Mall downstairs at the Foot Locker, because this is how they do it sometimes now, but like the shoe rack was damn near in the middle of the hallway, and like you walked past it, you had to stop. And I remember, I think coming out of JCPenney, walking past the Foot Locker, and that shoe just stopped me dead in my tracks. I'm like, can I please have these? And my mother was like, no. And I was just like, please, please. She's like, don't. I dare you to ask again. And I just had to stop it. And like, that was the shoe that just like, until like later on, that was the shoe I wanted so bad. Like I didn't feel like that about, like, when you were little, I want a Nintendo, I want some He-Man, I want some Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. But that was the first time I was like, I want this item that's not a toy. And it gave me a feeling that I couldn't explain. And I have a pair now, but I don't even wear them. I don't even wear them that much. But like, that was the shoe that did it.
I never had a pair of Bo Jacksons with the 34 on the back. I had the reverse Raiders that came out in '98, and they lasted really until right before we moved down here to North Carolina. So like they were part of the pairs of shoes away when we relocated away with the all black CB94 2003. But I remember being at Foot Locker in our city, and I had to choose between sixes and those Bo Jacksons. Especially after my parents really could have got both of them. But, I was lucky just getting one, and being the burgeoning Jordan fan I was becoming 1991 season, I went with the infrared sixes. But when I was with Sneaker Villa, when the Bo Jacksons came back with the 34, I didn't get them because I just didn't. The leather was too shiny. I couldn't really. They didn't look like they were supposed to. And I know I've been asking you for years now, but one day.
It's crazy.
Oh, go ahead. My bad.
No, I'm just saying it's crazy. Like, those Nikes during that era that they brought out were so bad. Like, we talked a couple weeks back about those the Carolina 9s that came out right around that time. Like, that was a shoe I wanted super bad. It hadn't been retro yet, and when it came back out, it looked like somebody had smeared Vaseline on it. It was so bad.
Yeah, I'll say from 2009 probably until 2014, it was kind of hit or miss how the quality would be on the release.
Okay.
But okay, so you would say that the Bo Jackson is really the shoe that kind of cemented you into sneakers.
Yeah, it was the shoe that put that feeling in my heart that, like I said, that love of the game, as most people say, is like, man, that was the shoe. That was my first love as far as like shoes go.
Okay. Now, we're kind of early 90s still. With you being on Kinsman, where was the main, when you would get shoes, where was that main place you would, your mom would take you to get them?
I'm going to say this. Like, my mom was like a very savvy shopper. Still is. Like, yes, I grew up on Kinsman. But my mom would take me anywhere to get shoes. Like, there was no, like, if we need to go to Great Northern Mall, we'll go to Great Northern Mall. Because I remember we used to go to this place called Sabo's, and it was, like, way out. It was like, shoot. I don't know where, I know it was on the west side. It was like, I think it might have been, like, Great Northern Mall. It was like a standalone shoe store, and it was made like an A-frame. And it's like where it is like across the street from the Chick-fil-A, I think at Great Northern. But I remember a lot of times, like, that place would have, like, because my mother is a really, really big Air Max 90 fan. Like, she used to get some from, I think she got some from Gabe's one time and bought them out.
Wow.
Like, bought them out. She got all the white ones and all the black ones. And this was like, this is a few years ago, because that's what she used to like exclusively wear to work, was Air Max 90s. And she bought them all. Like, once one run out, get worn out, just pop another pair. Like, I think they're like $25 or something like that. She bought them all. But like I said, we would go to Sabos a lot, order from the JCPenney catalog, because, back then, like, I could get a pair of Full Force Nikes from JCPenney, the JCPenney catalog. But when I got a little bit older, we used to go to, of course, Randall Park Mall, Finish Line Foot Action, Athlete's Foot. But when I got a little older, maybe around 12 or 13, that's when I started going to like family sports with. Like, I remember, now they do it a lot now, but they had a pair of like Air Max 95s that were all white. Now, most shoes didn't come in all white, like, as far as like sneakers go. Like, having an all black pair or all white pair, that's nothing now. But back then, that was the first time I've seen that, and I wanted those shoes super bad. But it was no way that I was gonna get, because I think back then they were like 125, because this was like I think it was like 1998. But I wanted those shoes so bad. Shopping downtown, or just like being downtown in that culture, was like, you had Foot Locker downtown Cleveland. You had Champs downtown. And the thing I loved about Champs was they had these shoes in the case, like, that you could look at them. If the person was cool enough, they'll take you out. They'll take the shoes out. But I remember the penny foam posit sitting in there, shit, for like months and months before it came out. They had like the little paper to say coming soon, or when they would come out. And when they put that price down, I was just like, I couldn't imagine that any more than living in California or something like that. That I would never be able to afford that shoe or have that shoe. And then, like, later on, seeing different people like walking around with them, it was just like, it blew my mind that people would pay that price, because they were 160 back then.
Yeah, like I remember first seeing them at Imperial Sports when it was in Shakertown, and they was like, "Yeah, these are gonna be 170." And I'm like, "Oh, these are gonna be more than Jordan." Crazy, but I didn't really see a lot of people with them.
Yeah,
there was a few rich kids at Shaker that had them, but a couple of drug. But
the one person I knew that had a pair went to Shaker. I only knew one person who had some, like that I truly knew. His name was Kyle, and he went to Shaker, but he worked at Heinen's on Shaker Square. So, not Shaker Square. Lee and Chagrin. He worked there. Like I met Kyle through Brian B. Starks, and like we used to like go to, like, of course, like, I remember he had a car and everything. So I remember, was it Chuck E. Cheese back then? It was some other like arcade type place that was at Golden Gate back then. And I remember he drove out there, like, he was living a life. He had pennies in a car.
Yeah,
but
he was living good.
Yeah,
but okay. Yeah, I mean, I'll say for me, VIP, since it's at Lee and Harvard, Dad used to take me there sometimes. Get it from Tower City. Of course, Randall. Family Sportswear and the old TNT be down Fourth, and then the one around the corner on Euclid. The VIP that used to be downtown, Renaissance now. Those places I remember getting shoes from.
And I can't forget about TNT on Buckeye.
Yeah.
Because I remember not only that, I mean, I didn't get any shoes from there, but I remember I might have got like a brown starter jacket from there, and I got some of those floppy hats with the string that go around the top, like similar to what Shaq and the Fruit was wearing. Like, I think I had a Charlotte Hornet one, that was pinstripe. But yeah, I can't forget about TNT on Buckeye.
Yeah. I mean, one thing I always say is, with us being Cleveland, we never recovered losing Randall because of our.
Yeah.
We never recovered that. So now, I kind of spotted where you would get sneakers from, city. That's not a lot of options. So I hope that's something that changes.
Yeah, I kind of feel like Randall was especially like in the late 80s, early 90s, like, Randall Park Mall was the biggest mall in America at one point. Yeah, so, like, it was an amazing place to go as a kid. It was an amazing place to get shoes. It was like, I mean, everything you wanted was there. I mean, of course, it was like other places, like Richmond Mall, Severance, and like some other places. But I just remember, like, if I couldn't, like back in the day, if let's say like when I was in high school, like when I first got a job and I was able to buy Jordans, it was either going to the mall or going to downtown, because like. Okay, I wear a size 11, or in the early Jordans, like ones, twos, and threes. Like ones, I wear a size 11 too. Twos, threes, fours, fives, and sixes, I wear like a 10.5. It'd be like a bunch of times, like where I couldn't get a pair. Like here, all right, we gonna go to Next. We gonna go to because Next was next door to Foot Action. So I'm just gonna post up right here in the on that funny ass bench that was in front of Next, that was shaped like a jelly bean, and we'll see which one we can get these from. So it was like 3 or 4 places to go there, and then if you were in downtown Cleveland, like City Blue, on Euclid, which would be near the where the House of Blues is. Showed me so much love. Like, the guy messed with me because I came in there, bought shoes and clothes and stuff, and I wasn't a dope boy. And he will mess with me so hard because of that. I mean, I don't get it, but he was like, you make an honest living and you come in here and you actually buy stuff. My greatest get was I got a pair of Timbs. The Air Force One mid hunt pack, like 2 pair of jeans, which was probably Echo or Nietzsche or NYC, and then like 2 shirts for $220. That was the best deal I've ever had.
And that's what's crazy. We had a similar deal like that with that same shoe, like 2007. I got mine from Randall. I got those unpacked forces, the mid ones.
Yeah.
With the LeBron 5, 100, 200, 220, something like that. It was the same thing. Like, they would just show love. You just don't have, that kind of thing anymore where people will show love like that.
Yeah. I got a cool story about that too. I think it was right before. I think they closed maybe a week after this. They had the penny foam posit, the copper ones, the coppers. So he sold them to me for 140 cash and held them for a day. Like that's unheard of. He
Yeah.
held them for a whole day, and I was like, "I'll be back tomorrow." He's like, "All right." Now pennies are what they like back then. They were what they were still. It wasn't like it was pretty much like holding a pair of Jordans or something like that. Like it wasn't like it was normal. He did it because he liked me. Like nobody was holding pennies for nobody, and below retail. Like he was just like, all right, give me 140, no tax, no nothing, and a bag and a box still. So I don't know. Like City Blue was my favorite place to shop downtown. Like the the one like Champs downtown. Other than like the younger ladies that work down there, they were cool. That manager down there was a dick. Like
Oh,
he didn't want,
yeah. Fuck.
yeah, he didn't want you like browsing down there. I'm like, I'm a full ass adult. Like I'm not down here well, I guess we were loitering, but like we'll be down there just looking at shoes and stuff. You like, and if I asked for something, even some of the it was this one young lady that worked down there. She was on the same shit. She was like, if you're not buying it, I'm not about to go back there and get it. I'm like, I'm not 17, dude. Just go get the shoe. Like I want to try it on. I want to look at it,
He was a
and
shitty
like,
boss.
what'd you say?
I didn't mean to cut you off, but he was a shitty boss.
Yeah, because I remember you used to say like he only you know he only gave hours to the ladies there.
Yep. I only gave hours to the, like, you know, I'd be lucky if I got 25 hours in that. You know, like I didn't really make any money that time working for Foot Locker, even though it was champs. Like, yeah, he was a I can't call him anything else. He was a
Yeah,
fuck that.
like it's like as time went on, he got cooler. Like, but because it seemed like I don't know what happened, but he it seemed like he lost the ability to hire young black girls down there because
Yeah.
like that's somebody must have said something because after that like I remember it was a dude named Dennis that worked there because he also worked at the Champs outlet out on off of Royal Road.
Mm-hmm.
But man, I didn't like shopping at just regular stores didn't cut it because you could get a deal at City Blue if you bought enough stuff. Um, and but the one catch was you couldn't bring it back. Now, if you didn't like something at Champs or you had like no regrets on the shoe, you can take it back. Pretty much no problem. But
Yeah.
yeah,
Next to
I
City
love
Blue.
City Blue. Yeah,
Yeah.
City Blue. If you didn't like it, that was just it.
Yeah. All right. So we're about to be at the half show. So now I feel like it's the perfect time. Keep in mind, unveiling to us your latest top.
Well, I got three things I want to show.
Oh, even better.
So the first thing I'm going to show, I guess it is the most special thing, but I'm gonna show it first. Is something I haven't worn yet. My off-white Dunk Lows.
Okay.
Like I haven't worn them. I don't know if I'm going to wear them. Like especially after Virgil passed, I was like, I don't know. So I got 15 to 50.
Okay.
They smell real good. Like the quality on them is nice. But like one of the most heartbreaking things about like what's going on with sneakers in general is how much I love this shoe, how much I love the Dunk Low, and I've only been able to get like a few pair of them, and it's like such a hassle to get a shoe that I've paid $29.99 for so many times. Like $29.99, not $199, not $120, $29.99, sometimes $19.99. The Dunk Low is my sixth favorite shoe. And out of all the shoes I have to say six, that's pretty high.
Yeah.
So my favorite shoe model is the Air Max 87 or Air Max 1. Then it would be a Nike Vandal. Then it'd be the Jordan 3. Then the Jordan 4. Then the Air Force One High.
High.
Then, yeah, it got to be a high. And then maybe it's the Nike Indestruct, like just to be like weird because like that's another shoe that like I remember my mom said she'll buy for me, and then like, I got like a D on my report card, and then it was a done deal, and I couldn't get them. So, but that was the first shoe I wanted to show. Like I said, I don't know if I'm ever gonna wear them, but maybe I will one day. Who knows?
Let's wear them, man.
So, so these aren't so special, but I can see maybe wearing these one day soon. I won them on a whim. I just got an email one day, and I was just like,
The Bembury?
huh?
The Bembury Crocs.
And I was just like, I don't really want these, but like I wanted like another colorway, and then somehow I won this raffle. I know they're comfortable. Like maybe next summer when me and the family are on the trip, this would be like the comfortable shoe just to wear because they are very comfortable. And I do feel like these are overpriced and maybe a little bit overhyped. But I was just reading an article today about how like this was made by a black creator, and he made the stock in the company pretty much almost double. So, it's a shoe. It's not exactly a sneaker, but it's very comfortable. And like, I don't know. I have it. Maybe I'll wear it one day. No, I'm going to wear it one day. I have to. I can't take them back. Yeah. But these right here, like, I never like. Me and Chris have talked about this many a times. Like how we feel Nike curates what they sell to you. Like when it comes to like a Jordan 3 or 4, I'll win. I'll win it. Not necessarily a 4. I'll take that back. When it comes to a Jordan 3, I'll win it. When it comes to Air Max 1s or 87s, I'll win them. But like a Dunk or like a Jordan 1, never. But I was just on my phone one day, and I got the message about getting a pair of Nike Bayous, and these are it.
He's opening them right now. Right, man.
Like I said before, like Dunks have been my favorite for a very long time. Like they go with everything. Nike Bayou, Nike by Anthony.
Okay.
So these are my Nike by me's.
Ooh.
Like the smell of them alone is incredible.
That's good.
And like you can tell like the leather on these are great, like really, really good. I went with like ever since I've been a little kid, like sea green has been my favorite color. Like, the first time my mom splurged on that 64 that 64 box of crayons with the pencil sharpener with the sharpener in the back, sea green has been my favorite color. Orange is just like it's a Cleveland color to me because like it's part of the Cavs colors, it's part of part of the Browns colors. And orange is just like it always pops my car is orange. But orange is like, yeah, it's just a great color. And like gum bottom shoes, like the gum soles are just, man, like Air Force One high with gum sole, the all white. But anyway, gum soles were the reason I chose this. I just loved it. And on the back, of course, it says Nike, but it got the 216 in the back. And what's great about this is it's just not, it's stitched on there.
Yeah, it's not printed.
So yeah, it's stitched. Like the details on here are pretty nice. It was well worth the $140. And as far as like inflation prices is going, like, I'm glad I made these. I'm glad I was just like, you know what? I'm gonna pull the trigger this time on these. But I don't know when I'll wear them, but I definitely will wear these. Yeah, I'm proud of myself. I think I made a dope colorway. I'm representing my hometown.
Yeah, I like it.
Thank you. That means a lot coming from you. I know like you making shoes on Nike by You is your pastime. You be in there, not just Nike by You. You do the Vans. I remember you were disappointed when you didn't get the Vans.
Yeah, I was making them after the Rapid. I was really hurt about that. That would have really been nice. And of course, you know, of course that. But I appreciate you.
Yeah, I mean, maybe one day I'll the last thing I'll do is probably a Air Force One high, but yeah. I'm good.
For sure. Now that we got the halftime, we're actually about to start third quarter. We're talking about the game now. What is one thing about the way things are now that you like?
One thing I like about the way things are now? I don't know. I kind of feel like I remember as like when I was younger, knowing I was gonna be an old man. Like I felt like when I got older, I was probably just gonna wear shell toes or something like that. Because I like the way things are now, it's not for me. They're looking for younger people to buy things, and I'm not younger. So, like, I like the fact that I can live vicariously through my kids and buy them, different stuff. Like, my oldest son was super excited today. He went on his first field trip, so he wore a pair of Griffeys today that I've been kind of saving for him. My youngest son, just recently, he been wearing his Cortezes, and he said they make him fast. So, I mean, that's cool that, like, I can, I'm not going to say the fact that, you and I know so much about not only, like, shoes and the functionality of different things. Like, that's not useless knowledge, but I do have that knowledge. And I do, like, have, the knowledge from, like, hey, I shopped at the Goodwill most of my life. So, I know what colors go together. I know the feel of clothes. Like, I had to go through there and pick out a better outfit than somebody else growing up because, like, I was shopping on a $10 budget. So, I feel like I can pass that on, like to them because all the stuff we wore is coming back now.
Yeah.
So the stuff I'm like, man, I remember this, and like all that stuff is cool now. Like, I kind of feel like, in my opinion, 96 is the perfect year for almost every category of things in our life. Like shoes, clothes, movies, music, television. Like, just a perfect year.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's something on my list. 96 was Good time. Shout out to everybody joining. Um, yeah, I agree with you. Some of the best hip hop ever made. Best movies. Yeah. Best sneakers. I mean, now let me ask you this: if you had $500
Mm.
and Randall just showed up, like, bam, Randall's right there,
Mm-hmm.
and it was those times. You now, but you went back to 1996.
And I have $500.
What pairs would you come out there?
I will get those Air Max 97s with like the television in the sole on the bottom.
Okay.
Um, I would get like it's funny to say now. Maybe I would stock up on mochas because mochas were Jordan 3 mochas were like $29, and I wouldn't even go to Randall. Remember Dunham's? And
Oh
I
yeah,
remember you telling me. I remember you telling me how like they had all these OG Jordans at Dunham's right before they closed.
yeah,
Like a ton of OG stuff. Like, and they had like, you know, 8s down.
yeah,
And I remember you telling me that maybe I will go to Dunham's and see what all they had and just buy $500 worth of that stuff.
yeah. I want to say the last time I went to Dunham's, I was working at the record label, and I got this Logo 7 Bulls pullover that was clear in the 90s. And I got the Zoom Air Terra Minot for like $20. But
Yeah.
I remember a few years before, I got the Air Raid. They had like 70%. They were so. But yeah, they had Trainer Hirachi, 94 threes, 91 twos, Porto 7s, like all the old stuff just sitting for seconds off. Like, if I could go back, I'm probably with you. I probably would have done them over just going back to rent.
Yeah, maybe I will spend $300 at Dunham's and two at Randall.
Yeah.
You know what? Yeah, I would get those from Randall. I would get those Air Max 97s. I thought those were super cool. And maybe I know they're back out now, but those the hemp Air Max ones. Like the hemp in that shoe was so much richer on the original ones. Like hemp is one of those materials that like you can see the nice interweaves of all the different layers of brown and stuff in them. The new ones don't have that to it. Like the old ones damn near look like a burlap sack. It was so rich with different browns and the way it looked.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, that's good times right there. Well, I gotta ask you, as we look to the future, what direction do you want to see your collection go?
I mean, I'm really to the point where it's like I really want to get rid of some stuff because I know like eventually like we're like as a person who is like when he goes out for the most part like I'm doing stuff with my family.
Right.
So it's kind of hard to break out something. It's like I don't like one of the last things we did. We went to a pumpkin orchard. I'm not gonna be wearing a pair of Air Max 87s to the orchard. That's gonna get messed up and muddy and stuff like that. So it's kind of hard to maintain some good stuff and you get caught out there. Like I remember, like one year for my birthday, I was wearing the Air Max Up Tempo Olympics, and like we end up like going to a creek, and I was just walking around there in the creek with the shoes. I'm like, I mean, you got to have another pair of shoes in the car or some shit like that because it's kind of hard. But like, I really want to get down to like a nice number of shoes because I know in some capacity with almost every shoe I've had it. At some capacity, like, you know, it's some cool tools come out, but like I've had lows, I've had highs already. Like, and I'm not saying that as like, oh, I've had everything. It's like I need to start, you know, thinking more of the future and being like, I've had it, Anthony. You had it, man. Just chill out. You had it. Unless it's like something like real special or something I'd really like to have. Um, and not to mention things are getting harder to get for some things. Like, and of course people are like, oh, you can buy. I've never bought like shoes from Goat. I've never bought anything from eBay. Like every shoe I've ever had, it's been like direct from like some kind of company that I could call the 1-800 number if it was a problem. It's always been like something that I've been able to buy outright. So um, like I said, my future is definitely with like, hey, I'm going to buy my son a pair of Dunks, or my like when they start getting to the age where it's like, um, you know, they want stuff because my older son is getting there. Like ever since he was little, he's always been obsessed with polo. Not that he has like much polo, but it's like he knows that sign and he knows the difference between USPA and real polo. Um,
You can't have him with that hustler.
yeah, and you know what's crazy? USPA was out first.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it was Beverly Hills Polo Club.
Yes, they are the original company, much like Oreos and Hydroxys. You know, US Polo Association was out first.
That's crazy. I'd never do that. Yeah.
But yeah, to answer your question, like it's, you know, slow down for the future. You know, let my kids be the fresh ones in the house.
Okay. Okay. Well, I do have to ask: is there anything, you know, the year is winding down? Is there anything that's on your radar?
Anything that's on my radar, like I would like to have those the UCLA dunk lows. I kind of like those the sevens that come out tomorrow. Um, I like the look of the leather, and I like that it's like a what are they called again? I forgot the name of them, but I know it's black inspired. So I was like, I do like that. I like that about the shoe, but like, you know, it's always like some cool packs. Like I like the Day of the Dead pack that's coming out pretty soon with the Dunk High, the Air Force One low. I think it might be a Dunk low too, and like one other shoe. But like to go back to your previous question, like being able to get all those packs from back in the day, like a full pack of the Halloween pack from like 2003 would be cool. Like because back in the day they had like, oh, you'll get a blazer, you'll get a dunk, it'll be an Air Force One high, mid, and low, and it'll be all like the Halloween pack or the Easter pack.
Yeah.
Uh, I wouldn't mind getting like like if I could go back in time, getting like a vintage pack like that.
Yeah.
But like far as my radar now is like um, it's not a whole lot. Um, one thing that I do miss like about like really buying shoes were like this time of year I used to always get a pair of Van MTEs uh, because I used to be able to wear Vans to work. My boss's boss wouldn't complain seeing me walking down the hall with a pair of Vans on. So every year, like I bought like 6 pair of Vans, and I don't do that anymore, which is funny. Like when I stopped working in the office, somebody at the Goodwill had to be happy that day.
Yeah. Yeah. I will say that they look like something that could have came out. They
Yeah.
1992 to be. My boy Mr. Kingsley Closet said that I could call Beat 7. So
Yeah, Afro beats. Yeah.
I like them.
Thank you.
I feel like, and it's no hate. I feel like this is a shoe that a lot of people aren't going to do it. So it'll probably get
Yeah.
retweeted, and I'll probably get a pair of them.
Yeah, you know what? That's one thing. Like I've never. Maybe it's just the way my thought process is. There's no such thing as to me that these don't go with that. Like you can get it. Like I kind of feel like if you wear a pair of blue jeans and like a basic tee, you cool with everything. I kind of feel like even though like these, oh, okay, I can't find nothing to match this. I put these on with a pair of khakis and a gray hoodie. I'm good. You
Yeah,
can't tell me I won't be. Like, stop closing your mind to what you're wearing. Buy what you like, and then let. Like, you really gonna say something about what I'm wearing? You a lame if you do that.
yeah. To me, the gray hoodie is the white tee.
Yes.
You know,
Yeah. Gray hoodies are the best.
yeah, yeah. Ain't gotta have nothing on it. No logos or nothing.
I don't need it.
Yeah.
But
Okay.
it do need to be a good quality hoodie though. You don't
Oh,
need no forest balls.
yeah. My favorite all gray one is Navy.
I do like the Old Navy, but like I kind of feel like I'm partial to Gap. I feel like Gap's quality is usually better, and their stuff goes on sale a lot quicker. Like the other day, like the boys were taking pictures for school. Man, like a flannel for them was $35. I'm like, that makes no sense. But I was just like, I hemmed and hawed about it at first, and then I just took it back. Old Navy isn't what it used to be. It's still good, but it's not what it used to be.
Gotcha. Okay. Um, Before we go, because again, I don't know if the program is going to cut me off after an hour. They've been doing it. Do you have any?
I mean, to a little inside baseball, me and you talk a couple, like, every couple weeks. So,
Yeah.
um, like, where do you see yourself going as far as like, I know, like I mentioned one, if you couldn't buy another pair of shoes, like you knew, like tomorrow you got $350 to spend. You can get two pair of shoes. What are the last two pairs of shoes you think you would buy?
Two pair of shoes for $350.
Yes.
That's a really good question. $300. I don't know. All right. One shoe I would buy because I believe I don't have any of them. I need the black and white DT Max 3 third Dion's, the black and white Zebras. So that would probably be about $80 eBay. That's about what they for. I probably would try to get. You know what? Another shoe is the. I never had it. I think you have them. The Michael Thompson Air Force.
I do.
So that would be another probably see them go for with the box used. Ooh, my boy, Converse. All the Converse I would want at this point would be more than a so that's the only reason why, Mr. Kingsley. So those two. You know what? I am going to throw some Converse. Well, I said I can only get two. You said I can only get two, right?
You can only get two.
Oh, well, I guess it would be those two, and I would just have the money over the. Right now, off the top of my head, one and that black and white DT Max 3. Not I call it the DT Max 6.
Yeah, I kind of feel like if I was forced, like to wear like one pair of shoes, and it like for life, pretty much. Like, if something I could wear over and over again, it would probably be like a pair of Van Chuckers. I kind of feel like it's it's a good shoe. I know I could get a pair for $50. It's versatile. It's comfortable. Like if I were forced to like to get a pair of shoes over and over again, like right now at this point, because ain't nobody checking for those chuckers.
Yeah.
And like if it was like a Converse, like Converses cost more than that.
Yeah.
Like it's really really hard to come by a basic good shoe now.
You know what shoe was that? You know, I mean, we both have pairs of them. Like if I always said, especially back in 2013, 14, when this shoe came out, if I ever had a signature shoe at that time, it would be the Flyknit Chuck.
Oh yeah, yeah.
You know,
which is pretty much like, I mean, of course they're both chuckers, but like it's funny. I seen like just not too long ago on TikTok somebody I know I had to send it to you, like somebody on TikTok showing love to that shoe. It's a good comfortable shoe. Flyknit is one of those things. It's like, in one hand, I think it's a very cool concept, but on the other hand, it costs way too much. Like for some of the stuff.
yeah.
When I got them for you, I got them for such a good deal. I can't complain about that.
Yeah, I remember I was telling the buyer, I'm like, you know, because he asked me about the specific. I'm like, it's the price. You know, nobody wants to pay $180 for a shoe. I know why it's $100. Most people don't care. And then I was able to make them $79.99.
Man.
You know, that pair that I sold you, that colorway, I always regret not the colorway because I have the other two.
Yeah.
You know, I got the green one, I got the purple one, but I never got that peach one. And whenever I find it now, it tore up like somebody played football in it for 3 years straight. Whenever I find them.
Yeah, you're a completionist though. You like having the whole thing or nothing at all sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, another shoe. The winter version because I feel like I sold you those next two, those black with the line.
The black and neon green ones, yeah.
Yeah, the FSB. Like I still need those, and I need the iridescent ones I had at Coventry at that store.
Yeah. It shoot like I could talk about shoes forever. It's so many different shoes like that don't get a lot of love, probably won't ever be retro, or don't, like, a lot of people didn't think they were dope. Like, yet again, if we go back to the beginning, a lot of those are the grandsons of the Roche, the brother of the Roche, the cousin of the Roche.
Yep. Absolutely. Oh man. Yeah. Well, listen, man. Great having you.
Well, I'm glad I could finally be on. I know we've been talking about it for a long time. Like, I try to watch you whenever I can. You are such a great guy to talk to and bounce ideas off of, period. So I'm glad I could finally be on.
Yeah, man. I always, I'm thankful for our friendship, and I always appreciate that you've been there, for me in some choices.
I appreciate you too, man. You're a great guy. Like, we always talk. We always say, "Oh man, you so nice." Nobody's nicer than Chris. Nobody's cooler than Chris.
Speaking of which, I remember when I was putting together the flyer that day. We neither of us bought that Nike shirt.
No, I do have that. I do have it. I almost wore it.
Okay, you have
because
that. Okay.
I do have that.
Okay, yeah, I don't have that. I thought about. I don't know if I didn't get it because it was white or what or gray. I don't know.
I
But
think you sold me. I think you sold me the last one, and of course I think it was already discounted, and then with the employee discount, it was discounted even more.
yeah.
But yeah, I do still have that sweatshirt.
But I remember we were at Hibbett.